All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatawa, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. This is pretty much going to be something quick. It's called the media. Now, it's interesting. I was just meditating, and there was a particular term that came into my mind dealing with the media, and I just happened to look the term up, you know, and in everything that these devils do, I mean, you have, a duality in it, which is the priesthood of Esau on the left hand side, just like the Most High has a priesthood on the right hand side. And pretty much, Esau with his priesthood and whatever he does, he tries to mimic the Most High, but on the left hand side, because that's where they work from. So what I did was I looked up the word media, right? And I just want to read something real quick. Well, before I read media, matter of fact, you know what? No, let me go to that. Just bear with me 1 second. Let me pull it up. It says media, newspaper, radio, TV, etc. 1927, perhaps abstracted from mass media. 1923, a technical term in advertising, plural of medium, as intermediate agency. Okay, so pretty much an intermediate agency is a go-between, someone, a go-between, if you have a lawyer, you have a middleman, someone that goes between the judge and the defendant or plaintiff or whatever the case is. Well, in this case, when we deal with the media, right, which comes from the word medium, the word medium is the intervening substance through which impressions are conveyed to the senses, or a force acts on objects. They're using the media as a medium to push this new world order, this new world agenda on the people by something called fear. And fear is the greatest motivator out there, because when someone is frightful, the only thing they can think of is to be able to stay sane, to be able to go back to where they're in a state of bliss, away from that terror, away from that fear. And what's happening right now, this media, which is the medium, is what's pushing fear upon these people to make them feel, hopeless, to make them feel like they have no solution, so that when the government produces the solution, they'll be more than willing to take it, And see, Esau, he works on the left-hand side, brilliantly, because that's where he gets his energy from. He doesn't grab wisdom or energy from the right-hand side or from righteousness. They grab it from wickedness. And that's why anything that they can do to push that wickedness is media as a medium or a go-between themselves and the populace. Because remember, like it says in Micah, that it is in the power of their hand to do these things. And the word power there is the word Allah, which means power or God. So they're in that God-like place, using that power through their medium of witchcraft, which is the media. And they're pushing this terror and this fear upon the people so that they can accept their new world order. Now, as I was writing down the definition of medium, right? Another scripture came to mind in Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter, right? It says, Wisdom of Solomon 17:11 says, "For wickedness condemned by her own witness is very timorous, because when people are wicked, they're always in constant fear. And this is why John Todd, he was saying that, witches, although they have a certain amount of power, they're always in fear because they're always afraid of losing their position there, or they're always afraid of something happening to them if they don't do the right thing. So it's a constant fear, right? So wickedness condemned by her own witness is very timorous, and be impressed with conscience always forecasted grievous things, and nothing good can come out of fear except if the fear is directed in the right direction towards the Most High. Because the fear of the Lord will bring great things, but just fear in general doesn't generate anything, because what it does, it pretty much discombobulates you. It pretty much puts your mind in an uneasy place to where you're not able to really formulate the right opinions and the right and do and choose the right actions, because it's done out of fear, and it's not done out of careful planning or careful thinking, because that fear is clouding the judgment. It says, for fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors which reason offereth. Now the word succor is help, right? It's to help. So fear betrays the help which reason offers. So in reasoning to pass that fear, if the fear is there, you're not going to be able to make the right decisions, because you're not in the right frame of mind. You're in a state of frenzy. You're in a state of panic. So if you're in a state of panic, you're not going to be able to operate and function the right way. And this is why Esau, these international bankers, are using this coronavirus and other situations to push that fear on the people, to put them in a state of panic.